Digital Revolution, the journey of the digital world. Over the decades, we have progressed as human beings to be more innovative in the way that we process information and how we communicate. The digital revolution has changed how we live, as through this revolution, we've established the internet, and through this, it has connected us to many different individuals online and to many sources. First of all, what is the digital revolution? The digital revolution, also called the Third Industrial Revolution, is the shift from analog and mechanical electronic technology to digital electronic technology. The era has roughly started during the 1970s and is still ongoing to the present day. But where did it all start? It happened in 1837, where Charles Babbage, an English mathematical engineer and polymath, developed a machine called the analytic engine to meet the mathematical needs during that time. The components/features of this computer are still being found in modern computers, such as a way to input data, a place for storing data, a place for processing data, a control unit to give directions, and a place to receive output. Fun fact, this computer was conceptualized before electricity was in use. Moving on to 1896, a man named Herman Hollerith has designed a punch card tabulating machine that uses electric current to sense holes in punch cards and to keep a running total of data. This machine's first purpose was to help the US Census Bureau to keep track of population and immigration. Moving forward to 1946, a computer named Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, ENIAC for short, was the first programmable, electronic general-purpose digital computer, and it is able to solve a large class of numerical problems through reprogramming. It is created under the direction of John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert. The ENIAC only has 20 words of internal memory, but it could execute 5,000 additions, 357 multiplications, and 38 divisions in 1 second. During 1947, three American physicists named William Shockley, John Bardeen, and Walter Brattain have invented the first transistor in the labs of Bell Labs, in the arms of AT&T. This device is a semiconductor device used to amplify or switch electronic signals and electrical power. This has been considered as one of the most important inventions in the history of digital revolution. During the 1950s, the US Census Bureau signed a contract for the first commercial computer in the US, which has then created a new era. This computer follows the ENIAC and is called the Remington Rand UNIVAC, in which UNIVAC stands for Universal Automatic Computer, which has been made by the company of Remington Rand by James Rand Jr. It could perform 1,000 calculations per second. In 1966, the United States ARPA began developing a network called ARPANET, which stood for Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. This network was created to make it easier for individuals to access computers, improve computer equipment, and to have a more effective communication method for the military. ARPANET was then established in 1969, where the first two nodes was placed in UCLA and in Stanford Research Institute, then followed shortly by UCSB and the University of Utah. Soon after, in 1990, the network changed to TCP/IP protocol. These technologies fundamentally became the backbone of the internet. Did you know that the first email ever sent was through MIT's ARPANET in 1971 with the word QWERTY IOP by Ray Tomlinson? The Motorola Dynatac was first introduced in 1984, and it was the first commercially available handheld cellular device. It is called the Brick due to its size and weight. It is priced at a whopping $3,995, which is 30 minutes of calling time per battery charge. In 1989, a British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee has invented the World Wide Web while working for CERN. The web has been initially created for automated information sharing between scientists and unis and all around the world. It is made up of HTML, URI, and HTTPS. This has created a revolution as we now depend on the World Wide Web. Shortly after, in 1991, CERN released a web browser that is released for public use. Moving towards 1994, a personal mobile smartphone has been released for commercial use. It is called IBM Simon. This device supports calls, emails, and fax, and has been considered the first smartphone. In the early 2000s, there was a next development of home browsing, and there was the introduction of broadband and wireless internet. It was replaced dial-up in the 2000s. It's created by Joseph Leitchleiter. In 2007, Steve Jobs has released the very first iPhone to the public. It had a quote-unquote unwatered-down version of the internet. This is the era where the iPhone and smartphone usage booms. 3 years later, in 2010, Apple has released an iPad, which is a tablet that is a combination of a smartphone/computer, and has put this device concept mainstream. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Zoom has become one of the most popular video conferencing apps in the entire world. This has enticed people to go to virtual meetings, which has then created a boom in usage of virtual spaces in the year of 2020. The digital revolution has altered almost every aspect of our lives in the way we communicate with each other, how we connect to one another, and how technology has made our lives even easier. Thanks to the human mind and its creativity, we get to see the future ahead of us.